Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we're going to bring you some Glory Days boxing, which releases for purchase this Monday, May 13th. If you'd like more information, check out Bleacher Bums Gaming. It's going to be, you can purchase the game on the site where you purchase Payoff Pitch. And there's also a PDF download on that site. And once again, that's May 13th. This coming Monday for Glory Days Boxing. In our matchup, we have the most extreme hypothetical matchup. Teofilo Stevenson from Cuba, the great gold medal Olympic super heavyweight boxer, taking on George Foreman. Both men won gold medals. Foreman won his gold medal in the '68 Olympics in Mexico. Teofilo Stevenson won gold medals in '72, '76, and '80. In the Olympics at the super heavyweight division. Stevenson, as an amateur, was 302 victories, 22 defeats, no draws, 198 stoppages. Big George Foreman, 76, 5-0 with 68 knockouts. 10 rounds. The bout is from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada. Stevenson has the headhunter trait. That's +1 to all outside punch results. George Foreman's trait, one-shot power, +1 to opponent's chin for a knockout rating. So without any further ado, let's get the fight on. I'm a little under the weather, so I apologize if I start sneezing. But I wanted to get this game, this lovely boxing game one more time in before the big purchase date on Monday. I look forward to purchasing my game and getting it in the mail. And Anthony, once again, from Bleacher Bums Gaming and Glory Days Boxing, was kind enough to give me a beta. All right, so 10 rounds, here we go. Stevenson is the red die. Foreman is the white die. We will read the red. There's two 6-sided dies are for control. The two 10-sided dies 0 through 9, we read the green die first and the red die second. That's for punch result. And then for special results, we'll use the 20-sided die. Red for Stevenson, white for Foreman. And so hopefully let's enjoy the bout. Stevenson has a stamina of 70, which is still better than Foreman's 55. I have put the cards up where you should be able to see them via spreadsheet. And I'll be using the cards on the table, which you cannot see because I wanted to get the scorecard in there. All right. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and we will get back to you as fast as we can on that. W Vogs is here at ringside. Check out that great card collecting channel. All right, so once again, Stevenson has a stamina in a 10-round bout of 70, and Foreman 55 will be reduced by the punches landed for each fighter. So here we go for round number 1. And we're just going to roll because both of them have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. They both have 9 stars on their card. So if it is even Stevens, whoever gets the higher dice roll will lead. Stevenson will lead if it's an exchange on the opening. So segment 1, there's the bell. And that is a 5 and a 2. A 5 off the Stevenson card is 2 stars outside. That's where he likes to fight. And a 2 for Foreman is 2 stars on the outside. So it's going to be an exchange. Stevenson will go first. And that's a 72. A 72, Stevenson misses with both those punches. Foreman has a chance to counter now. And that's a 14. He misses on his counter. Now he goes. And he's going to go from the outside. And that's an 81. So both fighters throw and miss. And Stevenson with a countering opportunity. That's a big miss. So both men flailing away but not landing. We go to segment 2. That's a 1 for Stevenson. That's 1 star on the outside and a 3 for Foreman. That's 2 stars on the inside, so Big George bores his way in. Foreman will get an opportunity here on the inside. And that's a 76. So his smothering punches do not land on the inside. He misses. Stevenson with an opportunity to counter here. And that's a 5. And Stevenson will land on the counter, a 2-shot combination on the inside on the counter. So Stevenson lands 2 punches on the counter. We move to segment 3 here in round 1. So good job by Stevenson on the counter. And that's a 3 and a 6. A 3 for Stevenson. 2 on the inside. A 6 for Foreman. 2 on the inside. They will exchange. Stevenson will go first because he landed in the counter. And Stevenson again, an 82. He's going to miss. It's a sloppy fight so far on the inside. Foreman's going to try to counter here. And that's a 1. Foreman will land on the counter. He lands 1 punch. Actually, 2 punches, 2 quick hooks on the counter. Good job by Foreman. And now he'll go on his own blows. And that's a 78. So he misses his punches. Stevenson counters. That's a 16. He misses. We go to segment 4. It's been, both fighters seem over anxious. And that is a 4 for Stevenson. No stars against a 2. So for Foreman, that's 2 on the outside. Foreman is in control. Stevenson will only have a defense and a countering capability. So Foreman throws 2 from the outside. And that's a 90. Oh, my Lord, we're rolling high. That is a 90. And that's a clinch. So they maul and they brawl on the inside. We move on to segment 5. A very sloppy first round. Again, both fighters seem over anxious. Here we go. Segment 5. 6s for both pugilists. Stevenson, 2 stars on the inside. Against 2 stars on the inside, they're going to stand toe-to-toe and bomb away. Foreman goes first. And again, 75 on the inside for Big George. He misses. Stevenson with a countering opportunity. And that is an 8 on the counter. He misses his countering shot. Now Stevenson goes as they stand and trade blows toe-to-toe. And that's a 23 on the inside for Stevenson. A 23. 3 short punches land. There is his amateur background there. Quick and short. He lands 3 punches. Let's see if Foreman blocks any of those. That's a 4. A 4. He actually will not block. Stevenson will land another punch. So he lands 4 punches. He's up to 6 punches landed. And now we will go to see if they did damage. That's an 18. So no damage done there. Just good scoring blows. We go to segment 6. And that is a 1 for Foreman and a 5 for Teofilo Stevenson. That's a 2 stars on the outside for Stevenson against nothing for Foreman. So it's going to be all Teofilo Stevenson. Remember, if he lands, it's going to be another punch. He has that headhunter trait. So from the outside, he lands another punch. So Stevenson from the outside working behind his jab. That's a 27. From the outside, 27. A 3-punch combination turns into a 4th punch on the way out. So he lands 4. Let's see if Foreman can do anything defensively. And that's a 4. He's going to eat another punch. So Foreman, 3 through 5, adds another punch. That's 5 punches landed by Stevenson as he opens up behind the jab. Foreman, Stevenson's now up to 11 punches. We roll for the power check. And that's a 10. So Foreman absorbs those blows, but it's been Stevenson opening up here as we move to segment 7, round 1. And that's a 1 for Stevenson. 1 star on the inside against a 2, which is 2 stars on the outside. Big George is going to try to bomb away here. He's got to get back in this fight as Stevenson has taken the play away. Here goes Foreman, and Foreman rolls a 60. That was an 8. A 68, I keep jostling the die there. A 68 from the outside. He misses. A countering opportunity for Teofilo Stevenson, the great amateur. That's a 10. He misses his counter. He lands 1 through 5 on the counters. We move to segment 8. We come down to the closing moments here of round 1. Stevenson in total control. And that's a 2 for Stevenson. That's 2 stars on the outside. And a 1 for Foreman. So again, Foreman, no stars. It's going to be all Teofilo Stevenson as he's just pecking away beautifully. And if he lands a punch, it'll be an extra 1 as he has a +1. And that's a 92. So a 92 from the outside. Foreman rushes in. They smother each other, and there's a clinch. That ends that. We go to the final 20 seconds of round number 1. Stevenson, all Teofilo, the great Cuban amateur. And that's a 2 for Teofilo Stevenson. And that's 2 stars from the outside against a 4. Foreman, 2 stars on the outside. They will exchange. Stevenson will go first. And that's a 16. He's going to land. So a 16 from the outside. 4 big punches. A big thudding right hand. Plus a 5th punch because of his headhunter trait. So that's 5. He's up to 16 punches landed. Stevenson really opening up. Now let's see what Big George. Will he block any? Nope. And he doesn't add any to it. So now we go power check for Stevenson. 17, nothing there. And now Big George in retaliation will throw. And that's a 47 from the outside for Big George Foreman. A 47 for Big George on the outside as the fight's coming to the bell here in round 1. A 47. He lands a good thudding 1-2. Let's see if Stevenson will block any. 1 through 3 he blocks. 4 through 5. An extra punch is landed. It's a 16, nothing. Power check for Foreman, 16, and there's the bell. So Foreman landed 2. That's 4 punches. A great round for Teofilo Stevenson. Stevenson landed 16 punches on Big George. The crowd here in Montreal is going crazy. So 16 punches landed by Teofilo Stevenson. And only 4 by Big George Foreman. Foreman just seemed plotty and slow in that round. So Foreman, who has a 55 stamina, minus 16, goes down to 39. He is in a world of trouble already. Both fighters landed good punches, but neither man was rocked. And Foreman only landed 4, so Stevenson's stamina goes down to 66. And the 3 judges here, Adelaide Bird, Richard Green, and Harold Letterman. Letterman, judge number 3, goes off the higher score. So he gives that 10-9 to Stevenson. And now we go Adelaide Bird. And that's a 10. Let's see what the blind mice say here. She's horrible. So punch differential is 12 points. 12 punches, excuse me. And 1 through 18 is the high. That's a 10. So she gives it 10-9 to Stevenson. That's the way I see it. And now we go Richard Green. Let's roll to see how he sees it. That's a 3. And he's going to give it 1 through 20. 9 through 12 punch differential. It was 12 punch, so he gives it to the high scorer anyway. That doesn't matter. We didn't even have to roll for that. So 10-9 for all 3 judges for Teofilo Stevenson as we prepare for round number 2. Stevenson will be in control as we start segment number 1 for round 2. A big round for the Cuban amateur. Here's the bell for round number 2. Ding, ding goes the bell. It's a 6 for Stevenson. And a 2 for Big George Foreman. A 6 is 2 stars on the inside. Foreman with a 2 is 2 stars on the outside. Stevenson will go first. And he's going to get a 4. So a 4 for Stevenson on the inside. He'd rather fight from the outside. A 4 is a blistering 5-punch combination. Will Foreman block any? He does not. Here comes the power check. And that's a 13. Stevenson's power is a 5. Foreman's a 7. So 5 punches land for Teofilo Stevenson on the inside. Foreman pushes him away to try to get distance. And here goes Big George throwing his heavy lumbering shots. That's a 27. So George is going to retaliate on the outside with a 27. A 27 for Big George Foreman is a 3-punch combination. And they're hard. Let's see if Stevenson will block any. No, he does not. Power check for Big George, and that is a 9. So Foreman needed a 7 for the power check. So that ends a blistering opening pace for round number 2, as Stevenson has a 5-3 lead in punches at the moment. Stevenson and Foreman go to segment 2 of round 2, and that's a 5 and a 3. A 5 for Teofilo, 2 stars on the outside. That's where he wants to be. A 3 is 2 stars on the inside for Foreman. So Foreman tries to bore his way in. He's going to eat some punches. Stevenson fires. That's a 90. A 90 from the outside. Stevenson misses. Foreman with an opportunity to counter here. And that's a 20. He misses his counter, but now he's going to throw as he bores his way on the inside. That's a 56 on the inside for Big George Foreman, and he misses. Stevenson trying to land a short punch in a counter, and that's a 1. So Stevenson lands the counter, 2 punches. He lands 2 nice short shots on the counter. Power check, 10. We move to segment number 3. So Stevenson, it's a fast-paced, wild second round here. That's a 5 for Stevenson and a 2 for Big George Foreman. A 5 is 2 stars on the outside for Stevenson, and a 2 is 2 stars on the outside. So they're going to exchange from distance, and Stevenson will add 1 punch to that. Stevenson will go first. And that's an 89. He's not going to land anything. An 89, and that's going to... He misses. Had it been inside, it would have been a clinch, but outside, that's a miss. A countering opportunity for Big George, and that's a 2! Big George, will he land on the 2? Counter, yes, 2 punches landed by Big George Foreman. And now he goes for his regular combination. Foreman trying to take control here. He goes from the outside. That's a 36, so Foreman's going to put something together here. A 36 from the outside. 3 more punches landed. He's at 8. Defense check for Teofilo, and that's a 1. He'll block one of those punches, so that goes down to a 7. Power check for Foreman. That's a 5! So Foreman, that's a 5. We got to go Ching rating. He could be dropping the big Cuban right here. Stevenson's chin as 5 is underneath the 7, so we do go to a chin check, and it's a 2. Stevenson needs a 6 or higher for not going down. A 2, he'll go down. Up to a 5, he'll be hurt. And it's a 15, so he survives those punishing blows. And we move to segment 4. Foreman trying to take control away from the Cuban amateur. And that's a 3 for Teofilo Stevenson and a 6 for Foreman. A 3 is 2 on the inside for Stevenson. And a 6 is 2 on the inside. They're going to rumble away, as Ali said. Rumble, young man, rumble. Foreman goes first. And that's a 68. On the inside for Big George. He misses those shots. Stevenson looks to counter here. He will miss his counter. Now Stevenson throws on the inside, and that's a 64 on the inside. He's going to miss his inside shots. Foreman's going to counter, and he misses. So a lot of punches being flailed away, but nothing landed there. We move to segment 5 of round 2. A lot of action here in Montreal at Olympic Stadium. That is a 5 for Foreman and a 1 for Stevenson. So that's a 1 on the inside for the Cuban. And a 5 for Foreman is 1 on the inside. They're going to stand toe-to-toe on the inside. Foreman goes first, and that's whatever it is, it's going to be a miss. That's a 68. He misses. Stevenson counters. He misses. Now Stevenson stands right in there and trades, and that's a 51 on the inside. It's a very sloppy, fast-paced fight on the inside. 51. Stevenson misses. An opportunity for Foreman to counter with a short punch, and he misses. Again, flailing away, mauling and brawling on the inside. We move to segment 6. As Foreman trying to impose his pure will on Stevenson. And it's 6s for both fighters. And that's going to be 2 on the inside for each man. Foreman. Actually, Stevenson goes first, and that's a 29. A 29 for Teofilo Stevenson. And he's going to land 3 nice short punches on the inside. Will Big George block any? That's a 4. I think he's actually going to add to that, as 1 and a 2 is a minus. 3 through 5 is a +1. So again, okay, Uncle Jerry. A 29. 3 plus 1. That's 4 punches landed on the inside by Teofilo Stevenson. That's 11 punches now landed. And we go to the power check for Teofilo. And that's a 3! So he has rocked Foreman. Foreman might go down, but now it's Foreman's turn. And that's a 99. Rare event chart. Oh boy, it could be a wild ending here. 99. So we go to the rare event chart. And that is a 46. 46. Fighter ahead on punches. Landed. Pours it on. Outscores opponent 5-1 in this segment. So Stevenson just opening up. He lands 5 more punches. Plus, I think I did that right. And I guess we're done with rare events. Now it's a 3. So Foreman, will he survive the chin check? Foreman's chin, a 3 and under, he goes down. A 6 and under, he is rocked. It is an 18. He survives the battering by Teofilo Stevenson, who once again takes control of this bout. We move to segment 7 of round 2. A 1 for Stevenson. And a 3. 1 on the inside for Teofilo. A 3 for Foreman. 2 on the inside, so it's going to be Big George here. Stevenson a little winded, it looks like. And that's a 56. So again, Foreman's not going to land on the inside with a 56. He's going to miss. And here's a counter opportunity for Teofilo Stevenson. And that's a 5 on the counter. And Stevenson lands a good 1-2 on the way out. 18 punches landed to 7. He has an 11-punch lead. As we move. Oh, he countered. I like to do the power check off a counter too. So we're going to do that. He survives the counter. Power. We go to segment 8. A big round for Teofilo Stevenson. The crowd is going crazy here in Montreal. It's a 2 for Stevenson. That's a 2 on the outside. And a 3 for Foreman. That's a 2 on the inside. Stevenson will go first. He'll add 1 punch landed with his headhunter trait. And that is, he's going to land. That's a 45 for Teofilo on the outside. A 45. 2 big jabs and a right hand, because we add 1 to it. So that's 3 punches landed. He's at 21. Let's see if Foreman will block any. 3. And no, he lands a hook on the way out. So Teofilo lands another shot. Power check for Teofilo. And that's a 2. So Foreman is in a bit of trouble here. We're going to have to check that. Foreman throws his punches. 63. He misses. He misses his shots on the inside. Counter. 5. Counter. Stevenson lands another 2. He's just opening up on Big George. George's in trouble. Remember, we rolled a 2 on the power check. Foreman has to survive a chin check. That's a 3. Foreman is down. Foreman is down. Unbelievable. Big George goes down. A 6 and under. I'm sorry, a 1. And this fight is over. It's a 13. He is up, but he is hurt for the final 20 seconds. Oh my lord, he is taking a beating. It's going to be, since he's hurt, it's all Teofilo Stevenson. Actually, we only have to roll the red die. It's a 4. On the outside, no stars, but because Foreman is helpless and hurt and trying to hold on, Stevenson with a big opportunity here. If he lands 3 punches, so that's from the outside, so it's going to be a +1 no matter what, as long as he lands. If he lands 3 punches, we have to go to a TKO check. Hopefully I'm remembering these rules right. And that's a 23. Those punches are going to land. 23. 3 punches. 3 big jabs and the +1, the right hand. Boom. So my God, he's already scored. That's 4 punches. That's 28 punches he's landed. Good God. Now we go. I got to write that down because I don't even have 28 on here. 28 punches. And now Foreman is hurt. Richard Steele, -1 on fouls. We haven't had any fouls. And adjustment for stoppages, no adjustment. All right, so here's the will check. As we come to an end, Steele on the verge of jumping in as Foreman's taking a battering. A 3 and under, this fight's over. It's a 12. He survives it, and the bell sounds. Holy poop. Holy poop, folks. Teofilo Stevenson. And again, we had the rare event thing, which was a 46, which said, fighters ahead on punches landed. Pours it on, outscores. So those punches went to Stevenson. Those were 5 punches to 1. I didn't give Foreman his 1. So there's his 1 there. All right, wow. So he landed 28 punches, Teofilo. That's 28-8. Holy poop. Letterman, there was a knockdown. He did get up. He scored a knockdown. I forgot to write that down. So he scored a knockdown. So that's 10-8 across the board. We're not going to go to the judges. It's 10-8. 10-8 across the board for Teofilo Stevenson. A tremendous dominant round there. So, oh my Lord. Foreman only had a 39 stamina. -28, that gives him 11. And now let's just go to the rules here, because I think because he outlanded him by 20 punches. And I think it's 16. Let me make sure we got the rules straight here. As the doctor's in the corner looking, as I look up the thing here on the TKO. An automatic TKO is recorded if a fighter takes more than 25 punches during any round. This fight's over. It's over. They've stopped it in the corner because he took 28 punches. This fight is over. It is all over. The doctor has stopped it in the corner. Teofilo Stevenson, in a shocker, has stopped Big George Foreman. Foreman wants to come out. The doctor and the referee have seen enough. Taking tremendous punishment from the big Cuban. The 3-time gold medalist in the Olympics stops Big George Foreman. Foreman just never could get started. And it is a TKO as the doctor and the referee, through the protests of the Foreman and his corner, they have stopped it. 28 punches were landed. Wow. So Teofilo Stevenson, what a debut for the Cuban here in Montreal, Canada, at Olympic Stadium, where he won the gold medal in 76, stopping Big John Tate. I believe it was Tate. He did beat Tate. I don't know if it was for the gold medal, though. He did win the gold medal. So Teofilo Stevenson stops Big George Foreman, TKO. Again, the protest from the Foreman corner, but that's it, folks. Stevenson landed 28 punches. I remember I made the remark, I have no more, it goes up to 25, and the fight should have been stopped. Steele was on the verge of jumping in. He let it go as it was coming to the end of the round. But Foreman, they asked him the questions. He didn't answer them properly, I guess, and the fight is over. Once again, an automatic TKO is recorded if a fighter takes more than 25 punches during any round. And that is it. So a shocking result. The winner at the end of the second round. Unfreaking believable. Teofilo Stevenson. What really helped him was that rare event chart, +5. It would have been close anyway. He would have had 23. He was almost there. So Teofilo Stevenson in a shocker. So we've seen Big George Foreman lose twice here in Glory Days Boxing. He was TKO'd by the light-hitting James J. Corbett. And now Teofilo Stevenson, a very hard-hitting amateur, obviously a great amateur from Cuba, never turned pro due to the Castro regime. 3-time gold medalist in the Olympics, plus many victories in the Pan Am Games and World Championships. Wins TKO. I believe it's registered as a TKO in the 3rd. Unfreaking believable. Now, this game comes on sale May 13th, this Monday, on where you buy Payoff Pitch. And I forgot to put the link in the description, but it's where you buy Payoff Pitch. You can go. I put the link to Anthony's Bleacher Bums Gaming channel. Check him out. Many videos on it. So just type in Payoff Pitch. It'll send you to the proper link to buy Payoff Pitch, and then you will see Glory Days Boxing. And I'm pretty sure Anthony will have something up on his channel regarding Glory Days Boxing. Again, I think I did the rules right. I like to do, on counters, I do power checks. That's my own thing. You get hit, I figure it's a power check. So, lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Dave Little will be coming up with basketball, and I finished just in time, too. Beautiful. Wow! Teofilo Stevenson. Will he get a shot at James J. Corbett? He just might. He just might. Again, it's a time machine, as we say. So, obviously, Teofilo Stevenson, George Foreman could have happened if Stevenson turned pro. Shocking result to me. Foreman is not allowed to answer the bell for round 3. He protests, his corner protests, but Richard Steele and the doctor seen enough. 28 punches landed. I just find it pretty funny that I said, hey, I have no more. Thank you, Ron from Retro Sports Network. Sideline Strategies. That's where you can purchase this wonderful game. May 13th, this coming Monday, I'll be purchasing mine. I can't wait to get that box in, that new box smell. So thank you to Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network. Check out that great channel. Check out his Patreon page. I'm a Patreon. Whatever you can, if you want, you don't have to. You know, if you want to become a Patreon for Uncle Ron, $5, $1, $2.50, whatever. Thank you for Tribes Fan was at ringside. Check out his great YouTube channel and his 2016 Minnesota Twins card and dice replay using Stratomatic. Sports Time Machine, Mr. Utah Mike, did a baseball game, Strat PC, George Brett, and he did a basketball game earlier today, his home brew Status Pro. So that was pretty cool. ID Gestures at ringside. Check out his great channel. So many different things on ID Gestures channel. And he shows off a lot of different games, so you definitely must subscribe to ID Gesture. Dave Gardner, HockeyTournaments.com, and his wonderful channel. And W Vogs, another great card collecting channel. So thank you very much, everyone. Dave Little has a basketball game called Thrice a Roni, a card collecting treat. Check him out also. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw the cards. I put them up. You should be able to see them. And I hope the dice rolls, I kept trying to get them in. I got to get a better camera system with this game. I think this is okay. You got to see the cards. I'm looking at my cards. You can't see those cards because I have them up there, and I just pushed them closer to me so I could see it. Once again, shocking. Teofilo Stevenson, 2 tremendous dominant rounds over George Foreman. And Foreman, taking a battering in round 2, actually went down, survived. Steele almost jumped in at the end to stop the fight, but in the corner, the doctor and Richard Steele, when asking the questions, Foreman didn't answer quickly enough. They didn't like his answers. They didn't like the looks in his eyes, and they stopped it. And through the protest of Foreman and his corner people, they still stopped it. The fight ends. TKO. I believe it's called TKO in the 3rd when it's ended on the stool. Alrighty, so Dave Little coming up next. He's got a basketball game, and I'm going to sign off right now as it's 8:59. I'll see you there shortly. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Glory Days Boxing on sale this Monday, May 13th. Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network put the link in the chat. It is sidelinestrategy.com. I'll be purchasing mine on Monday. All right, thank you, everyone. Till next time, watch out for those big punches. Teofilo Stevenson, TKO at the end of the second round in the corner. So it goes TKO third round, I believe. And again, Foreman wanted to continue. The doctor and the referee stopped it after Stevenson landed 28 punches as the bell sounded. 25 is an automatic TKO as per the rule. So we'll see you over at Dave Little and the basketball game. Watch out for those big punches. Health and happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know what's coming. Peace!